Welcome everyone. Today we begin a powerful journey into one of the oldest spiritual sciences known to humanity, Vedic astrology. This is not just an introduction, this is your first real step toward understanding Jyotish Shastra from A to Z. Before we study planets, houses, nakshatras, dashas, yogas, remedies or predictions, we must first understand one essential question. What is Vedic astrology? And just as importantly, how is it different from Western astrology? Because many people today know only their sun sign. They say, I am Aries, I am Scorpio, I am Leo. But Vedic astrology goes far beyond sun signs. It is deeper, it is mathematical, it is karmic, it is spiritual, and above all, it is a science designed to reveal destiny. So in this lecture, we will understand the true meaning of Vedic astrology, its origin, philosophy, karmic foundation, and the major differences between Vedic and Western systems. Let us begin. The Sanskrit name for Vedic astrology is Jyotish. Jyoti means light, Ish means divine, so Jyotish means divine light or the science of light. This definition is extremely important. Vedic astrology is not superstition. It is not random fortune telling. It is not blind prediction. It is the study of cosmic patterns and how celestial movements reflect the karmic blueprint of life. In simple words, the universe is a mirror. The planets do not create your destiny, they reveal it. Just like a clock does not create time but shows time, planets act as cosmic indicators. This is why ancient sages called Jyotish the eye of the Vedas. Now let us understand its origin. Vedic astrology comes from ancient India and is deeply connected to Vedic wisdom. Great sages like Maharishi Parashara, Jaimini, Bhrigu, and Varahamihira developed this sacred science thousands of years ago. Among the foundational texts, Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra is one of the most respected. This system was never designed only for personality analysis. Its purpose was much greater. It was used to understand karma, dharma, relationships, wealth, health, career, spiritual evolution, and the timing of major life events. This brings us to the heart of Vedic astrology, karma. Vedic astrology is fundamentally karmic. According to this philosophy, your birth is not random. The exact date, time, and place of birth create a cosmic snapshot of your karmic journey. Your horoscope reflects your soul's blueprint. It shows past karmas, present tendencies, and future possibilities. In Vedic thought, there are different layers of karma. Prarabdha karma, the karma already unfolding in this life. Sanchita karma, accumulated karma from many lifetimes. Kriyamana karma, the karma you are creating right now through present actions. This means astrology is not fatalistic. It does not say everything is fixed. Instead, it teaches that destiny gives tendencies, but awareness gives transformation. This is why remedies, discipline, charity, mantra, and spiritual practice matter. Now let us address one of the biggest questions. What is the difference between Vedic astrology and Western astrology? The biggest technical difference is this. Vedic astrology uses the sidereal zodiac. Western astrology mostly uses the tropical zodiac. Western astrology aligns zodiac signs with seasonal points like the spring equinox. So Aries always begins with spring. This system is season-based. Vedic astrology, however, aligns signs with the actual constellations in the sky. It accounts for Earth's precession, the gradual shift of Earth's axis over time. Because of this, there is usually about a 23 to 24 degree difference between the two systems. This means someone who is Leo in Western astrology may actually be Cancer in Vedic astrology. This surprises many beginners. Neither system is useless, but Vedic astrology is often considered more astronomically aligned to actual star positions. Another major difference is focus. Western astrology often emphasizes the sun sign. Vedic astrology gives tremendous importance to the moon sign. Why? Because the moon represents the mind, emotions, perception, and lived experience. Your moon sign often reflects how you truly experience life internally. This is why many major Vedic transit systems, including Sade Sati, are moon-based. Now we come to one of Vedic astrology's greatest strengths, Nakshatras. While the zodiac has 12 signs, Vedic astrology also divides the sky into 27 nakshatras or lunar mansions. Each nakshatra carries unique symbolism, planetary rulership, psychological traits, and karmic meaning. For example, Ashwini relates to speed, healing, and beginnings. Rohini relates to beauty, growth, and attraction. Magha relates to royalty, ancestors, and authority. This system adds extraordinary precision. Two people may share the same moon sign, but their nakshatras can create very different personalities and destinies. Now let us understand another extraordinary feature, dashas. Vedic astrology is famous for its predictive timing system called Vimshottari Dasha. This system answers not only what may happen, but when. For example, your chart may show wealth potential, but that wealth may activate strongly during Jupiter Mahadasha. This timing system is one reason Vedic astrology is often considered highly predictive. Western astrology often emphasizes psychology. Vedic astrology emphasizes psychology, karma, and timing. Now let us move deeper. Vedic astrology is also spiritual. Its purpose is not only money, marriage, or success. It asks deeper questions. What is your dharma? Why are you here? What karmic lessons must you learn? How can your soul evolve? This spiritual dimension is one of its greatest strengths. Vedic astrology ultimately points not only toward worldly success, but toward self-awareness and liberation. Now let us clear some misconceptions. First, astrology does not control your life. It reveals tendencies and timing. Second, a difficult chart does not mean a doomed life. Awareness, action, and spiritual growth matter greatly. Third, remedies are not magic tricks. They are tools to align consciousness, karma, and discipline. And fourth, sun sign alone is never enough. Real Vedic astrology studies Lagna, Moon, Sun, houses, nakshatras, dashas, divisional charts, yogas, and transits. This is why serious Jyotish requires dedication. So why does Vedic astrology still matter today? Because modern people seek clarity. They want to understand career, relationships, purpose, timing, and inner growth. Jyotish offers a framework that combines mathematics, astronomy, psychology, mythology, and spirituality. It is a language of cosmic intelligence. So here is a final truth. Vedic astrology is not merely prediction. It is self-knowledge. It teaches that life is not random chaos. There is rhythm, there is karma, there is timing, there is purpose. And when you begin to understand the cosmic clock, you begin to understand yourself. So today remember this. Western astrology often focuses more on seasonal psychology. Vedic astrology focuses on karma, timing, consciousness, and destiny. Both systems have value, but Vedic astrology offers extraordinary depth for those willing to study sincerely. This is your first step. In our next lecture, we will explore the 12 zodiac signs of Vedic astrology, the Rashis, and understand their true nature from the Vedic perspective. Because before prediction, you must first understand the language. Thank you for joining me on this journey. This is not shortcut astrology. This is true Jyotish from foundation to mastery. If you found this lecture valuable and you're ready to master true Vedic astrology from foundation to advanced wisdom, then make sure to subscribe to this channel now. Like this video so more seekers can discover the timeless science of Jyotish. Share it with friends, family, and fellow learners who want deeper knowledge beyond surface level astrology. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.